guys, welcome to the channel. I bet you're wondering why we have a bunch of brand new parts spread out across the table here. Well, that's easy, and that's what we're about to get into. But first of all, I want to give a real big shout out and a thank you to the sponsor for this build.
That's right, folks. We want to give Go Power Sports a great thank you for sending us all of these parts and sponsoring this build.
That's right. Just like he said, we got in contact with Go Power Sports. They sponsored this build. We're hoping to continue working on in the future with them. But right now we're focused on this build. And what it's going to be is an off-road go-kart. Preferably it's going to be a two-seater. That's what we're going to work towards. Me and my son, he's really amped up to wanting to build this. So I'm hoping we can get a lot of action on the camera for you all and just for great memories. First of all, what we're going to go through is the parts that we have, and then we're going to get straight in to start building the rear motor suspension frame part of the go-kart. First of all, they sent us some tires. These are the front. These are 19 by 7 by 8. These ones over here, I believe, are 20. What does it say? 22 by 10 by 10. You can find the links to every one of these parts that they have sent me in the bottom of the video description. It'll have a link specifically for tires, for the wheels. You can get a tire wheel combo for the hubs. But what they did send us is the wheels, the tires, the rear hubs, the front hubs, gas pedal, brake pedal, throttle, and brake cable. They also sent us a brake disc and a brake caliper. They sent us the lug nuts, the motor mounting plate for a 13 horsepower, or the Cradle 670 will also bolt up to this. They sent us all the bearing for the rear axle. Sent us a 54-inch rear axle by 1 inch, and also 62 sprocket. Again, we want to give a really big thank you to Go Power Sports for trusting us and having enough faith in us that we can do this build justice. Without further ado, we're going to get this stuff cleared off, and we're going to get to building, guys. All right, guys. First thing we're going to build is what I call the motor cradle. It's basically the frame back here where the motor will mount up here. We're going to have ours riding on top of the axle as opposed to riding on the bottom. So we need to get a measurement for how far we want it sticking in front of the tires and then how far behind the tires. Alright folks, we've got the tube set up. We're going to make this straight part that comes from the back of the frame back to here and then makes a loop around. That's going to be a 31-inch bend. So what we're going to do here is when you're bending tube, this is your tube guy right here. Okay, if you look down the side of there, see if I can get my finger up in there. Well, I can't, but you'll see a black mark on the tube itself down in there. Let me see if I can focus in on it. There you go. That's the tube, and that's your die. That's where your bend is going to start. So we got 31 inches from there to the end out here. Also, when you are bending tube, this is your welded seam. Use this for like a reference line. This is going to be the inside when we bend, so this will help us keep it straight. Also, what we have got here, this is basically a digital angle gauge. What we're going to do is we're going to put this on here and we're going to zero it out. Oh, well, I turned it off. Okay. Now it's 0. Now when we get to bending this, we're going to want to bend this to a 90-degree bend. We'll make 2 of those for the back hoop. So let's get you on a tripod and we'll start bending some tube. 90 there, but you're going to have a little bit of preload, so you want to go about 2 degrees past. Alright folks, as you can see we got this one cut. Now we'll go down to the other end. We'll cut that one off of there too. We'll be back.
So we've got this bar right here cut at a 36¼ inch. So that should give us about a 1/4 inch of an overhang on the hoop bar.
As you said, what we're going to do is we'll pull this down. We'll put it in here, and this will give us a 1/4 inch on each side overhang. So we'll get this welded up, and then we'll come back. This will actually be, see, this whole thing is 36¼ we measured it 1/2 inch wide, so it's 35 3/4 from outside to outside. Alright guys, we are making the top of the hoop for the motor plate to bolt down to. I've got one made over here. We're going to make another one identical to it. We messed up on that bottom one there, so we're remaking this one. We want these bent at 35 degrees on each end, so we do about 35, 35½, be alright. Alright, go ahead, Isaac. This tube bender is working great. Again, big shout out to Woodward Fab. We stop it at 37.8, 0.6, 0.8.
There we go.
Bump it. Bump. Right there. We're good. 37.8 right there. Alright, I got it on my work table. As you can see, zeroed out. Now we'll grab it off of here, bring it over to this side. 35.3. Bring it to this side. 35.3. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got this built. We do not have the motor plate welded just yet, but we're going to show you something here. We want this thing to be dead straight. So we're going to use this, put it right here on our crossbar. We're going to zero this out. Then we're going to bring it over to the motor plate. Set it down. And as you can see, we are very, very close. So that's going to work right there. Alright, next we're going to go long ways to make sure that's also straight. So let us get all this set up and then we'll come back with some welding footage. Alright guys, as you can see we got this welded on. We're not going to weld it on here just yet because we want to wait and make sure we get the motor put on it. And then we're going to get it lined up with a torque converter so we can get all this chain sprocket lined up. We'll give you a quick measurement. The axle that we're using is 54 inches long. The tires are 22, I believe. 22 by 10 by 10 tires. From outside to outside on this frame, it is 35 3/4. a moment here. We are going to have a ride height of the frame of 13 1/4 inches. Let's see. These are built at 35.5 degree bends. Comes up to here, comes back to another 35.5 degree bend. Across here, we made this just a little bit longer so we can get a good weld around the whole thing. It is 36 1/4. So that's your measurements as far as all of that goes. We hope you have enjoyed the building of this part. Stay tuned as we continue to build other parts. Thank you. God bless you. And
have a great day.
Again, go Power Sports, Woodward Fabs. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Alright guys, we're back on the off-road go-kart build again. As you can see, I've got a pipe loaded up in the tube bender here. Sorry, I got a tube loaded up in the tube bender. We're fixing to make the bottom hoop for like where your seat will be down on your gas pedal, the floor of it. Right over here, let me show you here. Come here. The hoop is going to come right here. It's going to have attachments on it for this to be the rear swing arm. We want the hoop to come through here and get about midways of the tire is what we want to keep the outside of the pipe or the tube when we bend it. So, and I also want these to kick in slightly as it goes up. So we want to do about a 105 degree bend on this pipe for each edge. So let's get some tube bent here. Get the preload set. Alright fellas, there you go. That's what we got done today. To be honest with you, this thing is turning out a whole lot bigger than what I planned. But hey, it's alright. Overall it's 101 inches long, which I may end up shortening it a little bit. I don't know, it's kind of long. I may take out 10 inches out of here, scoot this back. I got one full hoop out of that right there and all the way around, and I didn't have exactly enough to make those two bends, so I did weld it up right there, which that's alright because it'll have plenty of bracing on it. That's a 35 degree bend. Those are 35 degree bends. Those are, oh man, let me see, what was I? 96, I believe. That's a 96 degree bend right through here. That is 12 inches. It's actually 12 inches from inside to inside. Like I said, guys, it's a lot bigger than what I expected it to be. So I may shorten it down, I may not, I don't know. We'll just see how I feel when I wake up in the morning.
So we've shortened the frame, the body, about 12 inches. So the new wheelbase is roughly around 87.5 inches.
So what he's saying exactly is, from the last video earlier, we did cut off 12 inches off of this, which shortened our wheelbase. We ended up shortening it to 87.5 inches. It was originally, when we first done it, the frame was a lot longer and the wheelbase was 101 inches. So we've knocked the wheelbase down let's see, 87.5 or 101 minus 87.5. Do your math and you'll figure it out. Anyhow, we got the front curl up bar with the front bumper. I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the pivoting system on the back of the frame. But we are going to call it a night on this one. This is actually like 2 days, 3 days worth of work here. So we're tired. We want a little bit of a break, but we're going to upload this video. It'll be the whole video together. So, what do you say?
God bless and have a great day.
Exactly what he said. Again, really, really big thanks to GoPowersports.com. Anything off-road for your go-karts or anything like it, anything go-kart build related, little mini bikes, they've got a lot of inventory over there and a lot of good prices. They did supply the whole rear axle kit for this build. The front tires and wheels also, brakes. Also, Woodward Fab. They supplied me with an 1.5 inch, 5 inch centerline radius tube bending die. Really appreciate it. Go check out them. They also have a lot of good metalworking equipment. So, until next time, guys, I'm Lonnie.
I'm Isaac.
Have a great evening. God bless each and every one of you.